Here's what you need to know about Mind Flayers, or Illithid. These sadistic Davy Jones prototypes are easily some of the most evil creatures to exist. Now with that said, I assume you can have a guess at what they look like. Mind Flayers look like tall, skinny humans with, well, an octopus head. Though examining closer would reveal more and more differences with humans. Their skin is soft, moist and rubbery, and ranges in color from mauve to greenish violet. Mind Flayers that have a brain-rich diet excrete a thin, slimy film that helps keep their skin moist. Yes, I said brain-rich. But let's talk about that later. The bulging head of the Illithid sports 4 extendable purplish-black tentacles around their mouth. These tentacles can range from over half a meter to about 1.2 meter in length. While the Illithid was relaxing or pondering, they seemed to writhe almost constantly, but when sentient beings drew near, they can be seen flexing in anticipation. These tentacles are surprisingly strong and dexterous, and not just that, the Illithid could actually control them for whatever means. In many older drawings, Mind Flayers were pictured with a beak-like mouth. In reality, however, their mouth resembles that of a lamprey, a circular jawless opening with several rows of small sharp teeth. The 4 tentacles hang around their mouth and an oily slime constantly drips from their maws. Illithid have no exterior ears, they sport fleshy holes on the side of their head. They also didn't have any nostrils. Their hands are long, slender, and doesn't have a middle finger, nails thick and black. Though the nails seem menacing, they are actually blunt and made of soft cartilage. Their feet are webbed and with only 2 toes that could flex wide apart, aiding in their swimming. Mind Flayers are usually dressed in flowing and dramatic robes and cloaks. They preferred a lot of ornamentation like high flaring collars on those cloaks or robes, dark hats and more. Now when it comes to personality, some individuals could show differences in mindset, though all of them had the same general ideas and goals. The Illithid are convinced of their own grandeur and superiority up to the point where one can call them Megalomaniacs. They are extreme tyrants, driven by individualistic ambition and sense of self-importance. And so, they seek nothing but total world domination, dominion over all planes of existence, and to reshape them to their own reality and vision. They don't, however, see themselves as the villain in this story. In their minds, they are the ones that bring order into chaos, believing all other races' lives had no meaning besides serving their vision and tasks as the multiverse's caretakers. Only their superior race can restore order to the multiverse. So yes, arrogant elitists who believe themselves to be the top of the food chain. As a final note on their personality, it should be said that while they seem calm and in control all of the time, this isn't necessarily the case. The Illithid experience only negative emotions, and the closest they get to experiencing joy is the feeling they get when they torture their slaves or when consuming a brain. Yeah, it's time we talked about that. Illithid consume their victims' brains. One single intelligent brain is all they need to sustain them for a month, though ideally, they have one about every week. Most Illithid fall somewhere in between and eat a brain about once every 2 weeks. The psionic energy is extracted from the victim's brain during the last moments of activity, and it is this essence that nourishes them the most, preferring the brains of intelligent, thinking beings. It is not without reason that Illithid are able to use psionic powers to stun, daze, and even mind control their adversaries. Their signature move is a cone-shaped mind blast, reaching up to 18 meters that stuns anyone caught in its path, leaving them vulnerable to the Illithid's grasp and strong tentacles. At the center of Illithid, well, civilization, is an elder brain. This elder brain has telepathic control over all Illithid within an 8-kilometer radius, and consists of the brains of the dead Mind Flayers of that colony. This elder brain exerts absolute control over the Illithid and has the possibility to issue commands to a single Mind Flayer. It's even better to think of a Mind Flayer colony as one single entity, the elder brain. Being enslaved to the Illithid, you may find the rest of your days filled as a personal masseur of this central brain. Now you may wonder how these narcissistic, elitist, evil creatures reproduce, especially since they hardly know any positive emotions, let alone love. Well, I hope you're ready for another disturbing fact. Illithid have larva pools, a gooey pool where they keep their larvae and feed them just enough so the strong have to eradicate the weak larvae in order to survive. This ensures that only the strongest larvae make it to the end of the cycle. When this time comes, the Mind Flayers insert the remaining larva into another creature. The larva makes its way to the brain, most commonly through the eye, where it nestles and slowly feeds. Over time, the poor victims are taken over by the larva, and the host's body slowly changes and deforms into that of an Illithid. Now if you want some more pleasant Dungeons & Dragons lore, check out my lore video on the halflings, and as always, thank you for watching.